Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Show Nicole, outside strolling, going for a nighttime stroll right now. But I wanted to come and talk real quick about some things that are circulating over the internet, and one of those things is a whole debacle that is Crisean and Blueface. So normally I will not get involved in celebrity news because that's not really what I'm about. I don't really like talking about it. I feel like there's outlets, as I said before, there's many platforms out there that talk about celebrity news and things like that. However, I see a lot of people making comments and stuff and they're getting it wrong. So I wanted to come and throw my 2 cents in the loop. So boom. A lot of people are like Crisean, all over social media, whatever, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, are chiming in. They're like, oh, she's not a victim and they're tired of her and she's doing too much and blah, 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 blah. Granted, I don't feel that she's a victim. I do feel that she is young. She's not even 25 yet, I don't think. Not to say that when you hit 25, maturity sets in. Everyone is different. But she's young. She's a young mother, a young woman. And she doesn't really have any guidance. She doesn't really have a team around her that can lead her in the right direction, that can lead her in the right way, that can sit her down, tell her like, what you're doing is destructive, and if you keep going down this road, you're going to end up destroying yourself. She doesn't have that. What she has is people laughing and enabling her toxic ways. That's what it is. On top of that, a lot of people are like, oh, she's stupid, she keep going back, I'm done. Let me tell you something. Strongholds and soul ties are real. And for those that know about strongholds and soul ties, y'all know what I'm saying. And for those that don't, let me break it down. Strongholds are things that keep us stuck and bound in that particular situation. And please understand that what I am saying is coming from a spiritual, biblical stance and not so much the world stance. You know what I mean? For instance, a person that is heavily into, my bad, y'all. So it's nighttime and where I walk, like, it be a lot of wildlife over here. And so the thing on the gate started rattling and I was about to take off, but we good. Anyway, back to what I was saying. A person that is on drugs, that I've been on drugs for a long time, right? And they go through rehabilitation and all that other stuff. And one of the things that they tell them while they're in recovery is not to go into situations and places that can trigger that behavior again. Because one, they're not strong enough to say no and to stay away from it. They're new in this lifestyle. This is a new thing for them, being clean, So when a person who's in recovery and who haven't been in recovery that long, who's not strong enough, who hasn't been built up yet, when they go back to certain situations and party scenes and different things, it could be old friends, it could even be a location that can trigger those negative behaviors, and before long they have what is called a relapse. And sometimes it keeps happening and happening until, unfortunately some people don't make it back from a relapse, and some people do, and they get to a place where they mean business and it breaks. That is a stronghold. Anything that keeps you bound and stuck. Alcoholism. Alcohol is a stronghold. A person that can't go throughout the day without having a drink, that's a stronghold. I could use myself. Me, when I was smoking, after a while, I couldn't get through the day without smoking weed. Like, I would blow through, and this is for those who know what I'm talking about. For those that don't know the terminology, I'll save that for another video to explain it. But when I was smoking, like, I would blow through a half, if not an ounce, a day. And for those, like I said, that know what I'm talking about, that's a lot of weed to be smoking in a day. I couldn't get through the day without smoking. If I tried to go through the day without smoking, I would get sick to my stomach, headaches, mood swings, all of that. Because your body is now conditioned to do that particular thing that you're doing. So for a heroin addict, if they try to go through a day without shooting heroin, they go through withdrawals. If a crackhead goes through a day without smoking crack, shooting crack, or whatever you want to call it, they go through withdrawals. All the way down to people that smoke weed, even people that smoke cigarettes, because nicotine is an addiction. People who don't smoke a cigarette, they go through crazy withdrawals. And honestly speaking, I feel like breaking nicotine addictions is a little bit harder than weed addictions, but whatever. My point is, this young lady has a stronghold. And not only that, there's some soul ties there. First of all, Blueface is not just her boyfriend anymore. Her on again, off again boyfriend. This is now the father of her child. You know what I'm saying? Though that's a stronghold in itself. This is someone that she's going to have to deal with for the next 18 years of little Crisean Jr.'s life. You know what I mean? So we don't know what goes on when the cameras aren't rolling. We don't know what he's saying to her, what she's saying to him. We don't know. We only know what they want us to see. Alright? And breaking soul ties and leaving certain situations alone, it takes years sometimes. You get it? Like, alright, again, use myself for example. I had an ex-boyfriend. Right? It was very toxic between us. Very, very toxic. He was crazy and abusive, and I was a little crazy and verbally abusive. I could walk in my truth. And we just weren't good for each other. And it took 3 years, 3-4 years for me to get away from him. Like, for things to really break. And it didn't come with me just, not answering his calls and texts. Like, I had to do some serious praying, y'all. Like, praying, asking God, like, please remove this guy from my life. Like, please, please, please. And it didn't happen overnight. I went through 3-4 years of him harassing and stalking me before God finally broke that situation. And not only that, things of his that I had, little trinkets and different things like that, I had to get rid of because those are connections. So, with that being said, you have a young lady who doesn't know really anything about that. She's trying to get herself together, and because she doesn't really have anyone around her that can talk to her about these things, that can, speak life to her and to her situation, she's going to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Why? Because she's not strong enough to walk away. And you got to also look at her upbringing. Like, all of that plays a part in a person's behavior and character. So instead of judging her and calling her stupid, like if y'all care that much about her situation, pray for the girl. Pray that she get help. Y'all on her lives and she doing lives and different things like that. Drop some information on her lives that can help her get out of that situation. Because honestly speaking, if you don't have anything nice to say, like, keep your opinions to yourself. Because all you doing is speaking word curses over. Oh, she's stupid. Oh, she gonna keep going back. Oh, I'm done with her. She's dumb. Those are curses. And you're not helping. And let's like keep it a stack. We all had a Crisean moment. Let's not even play and act like we ain't never been in that girl situation. And even if you haven't, it ain't nothing for you to find yourself in that situation if you're not careful. So again, instead of judging, if you can't help, if you don't have nothing nice to say, if you can't be positive, be quiet. And that's all I gotta say. Good night, guys.